Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a very special video to share with you. I'm going to share with you my traveling through my Starbucks mugs. So in case you don't know, actually, I traveled a lot. I'll be traveling some more this summer, and everywhere I go or Nelson goes, he and I get a mug for myself to add to my collection. So I thought I'd just go through an updated collection with you guys on all the mugs that I have currently. No particular order, I'm just going to go through all my mugs. This one is of Nebraska, and what's really interesting is Starbucks makes a different color on the inside for the states, and everything on the outside of these mugs represents the state or the city of which this mug is named after, and I think it's really cool. This one is of New Hampshire, and I find that a lot of the East Coast mugs were blue in the middle, like in the inside, but again, they have some amazing little tidbits on New Hampshire, and we went there again in 2020, March, right before the shutdown. Next up is a mug that my friend Ramona purchased for me on her recent trip in Florida. And I love this mug. First of all, it's the only one lined in pink. Now, I found it very interesting that it was lined in pink, as I know Florida to be the orange state, I thought. But anyway, it was very cool, and I love this mug. I love how different it is from every other mug that I have. Up next is Oregon, nice light, like a dusty green color. And again, these little symbols, I guess, or pictures of what each state is famous for or what they're popular or known for. This is just what I love so much about these mugs. I love them telling a story. Up next, the state of Massachusetts. So again, a lot of the Eastern Seaboard's mugs were blue on the inside. And again, this is very awesome. I picked this up in 2020 on our trip down the Eastern Seaboard, and we had a fabulous time. Yes, lobster, everything there is 100%. Oh my gosh, I love this state. We went to Cheers when we went here. I loved it so much. Up next is the state of Maine, and again, love this mug, blue in the center. Just as I mentioned, a lot of the Eastern Seaboard mugs were blue. Note the price when I flip these upside down on the bottom, so you guys can see they're $12.95 American. When we get to the Canadian ones, I'll point out to you the price differences for each of these. But again, Maine is a beautiful state. It's right below New Brunswick, Canada. Now we have Illinois. This is one of the states that we traveled across when we left Vancouver Island, BC, and went through the United States to move to Halifax, Nova Scotia. We did this huge road trip, which you're going to see a lot of the state mugs are from that road trip. We'll have a lot more. So again, these are such awesome little pictographs of the state and what they're known for, what they're famous for. Obviously, pumpkins and corns are definitely one of them. Up next is Michigan, and another blue inside mug. Michigan, again, is one of the states that we drove through to come and move to Halifax, Nova Scotia. Michigan is just really along the Canadian border as well, so we share a lot of the same temperatures, both in the summer and the winter. Again, apple blossom, I'm assuming, is a Michigan flower. Little things I learn as I pick up these mugs that I didn't really already know, so it's kind of nice. Indiana. I loved driving through this state. It was very interesting. We were getting close to the east as we were driving through. It was probably on the latter half of our trip across. Love this state. It was wonderful. Of course, you got the race car Indianapolis 500, horse and buggy. You got the bridges. You got the little flags and all the different lakes that they have. Loved it, and I love this mug very much. I think it's a very good pictogram of their state. And California. We drove through California, stayed in Napa Valley, again on this cross United States trip to the East Coast, and it was lovely. We met actually some really nice people, went out for dinner with these perfectly nice, wonderful strangers, and of course, California is amazing. It's nice and warm. We went there in August. Again, this is a great mug with like an orangey red color inside. Now we speak of Iowa. This is a really nice green color, like a pastel green, dusty green in the middle. There was a lot of corn everywhere we drove. There was a few states when we drove through, it was nothing but corn, wind turbines, or soy. That's all we ever saw. But, it was really great, and we really liked it. And the people, whenever we stopped for a meal, were awesome. Okay, now we're going to speak about Colorado, this very nice pastel dusty blue. Colorado is one of my favorite states because I'm a mountain girl. I need the mountains. So anywhere where there's rivers, lakes, or mountains, I'm your girl. Yes, I like the ocean, but I'm definitely a mountain gal. So I really did enjoy driving through the state here, and it was a lot of fun. Okay, now to the smallest state in the United States, and that is Rhode Island. Again, we picked this up in 2020, right before lockdown, when we went on a road trip down this eastern seaboard and loved Rhode Island. It actually felt more like Nova Scotia than a place like Maine to us. Definitely smaller, everyone knows everybody, and definitely lots of seafood. We loved it very much. Vegas, baby. It's Sin City, and this is orange, and I loved it. Now, it's not the Nevada mug. I don't think I found that one when I was down there, or at least not where I was at. But of course, we picked this up, and I love it because it is so different. And of course, everyone goes to Vegas. Whatever happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. I love it. And again, these pictograms are awesome for this mug. Now we're moving on to Canada, and here is one of my latest purchases of the mug from Alberta. Dusty blue in the middle, and of course we've got the Rocky Mountains, we got steak. Alberta is known for their beef, and yum yum. And Athabasca Falls, I've been there. The buffalo, have you ever been to Head Smash in Buffalo Jump? Yes, it's a place, and of course we have a beaver there, and that's our national animal. Now we're going to be talking about Calgary, and Calgary is a very popular city. This one's a little less orange, but it's still an orangey red. Calgary Flames hockey team. We've got all sorts of Calgary, by the way, may I just say, in August can get snow. Just saying. Welcome to Canada. We got the Stampede, we got beef, we got snowmobiles, you name it. It's there in Calgary. Calgary is a great city if you ever get the chance to visit. Now we head over to Banff, Canada's very first national park. Beautiful place. If you haven't been, I would highly encourage you to go. It is a little expensive, but it's a great place to go both in the summer or the winter. They have lots of things going on. Lake Louise, it's beautiful. There's, like I said, there's tons going on depending on the season, and I would definitely encourage you to go check out Banff. Now let's go to Ontario. This is beautiful mug. And may I just point out too, when I do flip this upside down so you can see the bottom, in Canadian dollars, it's $14.95 a mug. So it went from $12.95 to $14.95, depending on American or Canadian. That good old exchange. Ontario is the center of our universe. It seems Ottawa is on Ontario, so that's kind of how we all know it is wine country as well. Now we have a city in the province of Ontario. This is a Toronto mug, beautiful blue color in the middle. Of course, we've got Canada's hockey team, as they say, and that would be the Toronto Maple Leafs. We also have the Blue Jays. It's a really great city. It's very busy. It's, typical big city, but it's a beautiful area. It does get cold. It's very close to Michigan, so it gets cold in the winter and very nice and warm in the summer. Now we go to the province of Quebec, in which Nelson and I went for our honeymoon, and that was this past October. So Quebec City is beautiful. We stayed at the little picture there you saw at the beginning, Chateau Frontenac, which is a Canadian treasure. It's a very old hotel now. And anyway, old Quebec City is absolutely gorgeous. Highly recommend going to check the city out. Now on to my home province of the beautiful British Columbia. I love this province. We are moving back here in July/August of this summer. I'm from the Okanagan Valley, as I'm pointing out. That is the wine cap. My hometown of Oliver is the wine capital of Canada. So per capita, there are more wineries and production areas than anywhere else in Canada because it's a pretty small town. Anyway, lots of skiing. Grew up skiing really young. Love this place. Go check it out. All right, now we go to the Vancouver Island mugs. There's a couple. This is a light blue in color. Vancouver Island is part of Canada's rainforest. This is actually the island that we're moving to. It's not a small island. I think it's nearly the size of the UK. So we have lots going on. If you're an outdoor adventurer, definitely Vancouver Island is for you. On to the provincial capital of British Columbia, which happens to be on Vancouver Island. And no, it's nothing to do with Vancouver. This is Victoria. This is where I actually just went to a couple weeks ago. Victoria is, again, like I say, British Columbia's provincial capital. Parliament buildings with peacocks. We have Bushart Gardens, which is very famous. There's a lot to explore, as well as the Empress. Go for high tea if you get the chance. And now we're going to talk about Vancouver, which is not part of Vancouver Island, but rather on the mainland, as we like to say. So Vancouver is obviously what you guys would probably know from abroad, that 2010 Olympic Games were held at. the Winter Olympics. So of course we've got a lot of great pictures depicting the whole area, spring, summer, fall, winter, you name it. There's so much to do in Vancouver. Up next, we have a mug that actually is supposed to represent the entire parts of Atlantic Canada, which is sad. They don't have one. After Quebec, you don't get your own individual mugs, which I think is actually infuriating. So we got this one representing where I'm at right now, which is Nova Scotia. But as I'm turning this, you're going to see there's Newfoundland and Labrador, which should have their own mug as well. And I believe that New Brunswick should also have their own mug. And one other province, Prince Edward Island. These are 4 provinces I believe should have their own mug. But for some reason, Starbucks doesn't want to, probably just because the population is not big. So up next, I've just got a couple mugs that are like Canada mugs. This one is like gold leaf almost, but no actual color to it except for the inside. And these are all the symbols that most people know and love Canada for, and even us Canadians. Parliament Hill, we've got moose, we've got deer, we've got bear, we've got the Mounties hat, we've got pucks, we've got skis. True North, Strong and Free, and A, of course, all of you guys know us for that. Lots of snow, lots of maple syrup, and this is another Canada one, which is very similar. It's got poutine here on the front, which all the same pictures as the last one, but now it's in color. So I'm not sure what they did. They probably decided to do like a colorful version. Of course, any way to make money. And like I just showed you, I bought both. One with more color and one with less color for collectors like myself. But again, it's a great representation of Canada. Polar bears, toques. Yeah, they're not beanies, guys. That's a toque. So yeah, this is O Canada. The last one in the Bean There collection is from Playa del Carmen, which my parents went to before the pandemic started. And so they knew I was starting to collect mugs from our trip across North America last time. So they picked this one up for me. I love it. I've been to Playa del Carmen, but this is prior to me collecting mugs. I love turtles. And of course, I love Mexico. I love the water and I love the food, and the people are beautiful. I'm going to be showing you a few mugs here that I have in my collection from the You Are Here collection. So this is less, I guess, graphic, more of a one scene kind of pictures of them on the mugs. So I've only got a couple of these ones, but I thought I'd show you. This one's the Canada one. Of course, it's red in the middle. Parliament Building, maple leaves, all that stuff. Mountie hat, moose. This one's for Vancouver Island, and of course it's just depicting a little scene of Vancouver Island. We've got fishing, we've got orcas, and I like to call them orcas rather than killer whales because they really don't kill that many people. Bears, we have eagles, which I miss out here, although I do see some here in Nova Scotia. I miss the eagles out on the west coast like I remember. And then we have Niagara Falls. This one was gifted to me by my friend Brita. Now, I could have picked this exact one up when I was coming across, but because I already had it, why did I need to? So thank you to Brita. She gave this one to me when I sort of started collecting mugs of like Canada years ago, actually. This is well before we moved. So beautiful area. Niagara Falls is wonderful and gorgeous. And then we have Houston. Again, Ramona was living in Houston. She sent this one to me. Again, this is a different collection than the majority of mine. And I love it because again, it just represents the skyline. And then we've got the Space Center, cowboy hats, the sun, oil, rodeo, you name it, they've got it. I love this mug so much. And I don't remember how I got this one, but it was an Athens mug. I think I was able to buy this one at a Starbucks. I've never been to Athens. I don't know anybody who has gone myself personally. So must have just picked this one up a while ago, but really enjoy this mug. It's a nice big mug if I want a bigger cup of Joe or a cup of tea. This is the one I grabbed for, and it's got a great photo pictograph of a lot of the ruins. And this is the newest one for me. Nelson went to London, England not long ago for work, and when he did, he brought me back a mug. I have no idea what collection this is from, but it's beautiful, and I have been to London many times. Of course, we've got apartment buildings, we've got London Bridge, row houses, and then I've been on the London Eye. I've been on there. It's beautiful. We got the churches and the cathedrals in the background, and of course the telephone booth. So again, one of my favorites and one of the newest mugs to my collection. Up next, we have a couple mugs here that are not microwave safe. I'm going to point that out here because these next two have metal on the outside of them. And really, I use these particular mugs when I make my tea and I drink my tea. I don't normally have to reheat it, so hence why I just pour tea in it and I just drink it right there because I'm not able to microwave it to reheat or anything like that. But I love this one at Christmas. It's super festive. And now they've got the Starbucks siren What are we talking about? Scales. That's the word I'm trying to come with. So again, these are metal little bits, metal dots, and then there also is a rim on the top of all metal as well. So this is supposed to represent the scales of the siren, which of course is Starbucks symbol that they always use. And I do love this mug, both of them for just drinking tea, really. Then we have a couple mugs which are totally microwavable safe. I have no idea what collection they are in, but I love this one. I generally use this one in the summertime for, sit outside for a cup of coffee because it gives me summer vibes. I love this one. Next up is a very Christmassy one to me because of the color. I love it. But also it's kind of cool because it kind of depicts like what a mug looks like when you get a drink at Starbucks. You've got all the different spots that you can put your decaf, non-fat, mocha loca, whatever it is, right? I love it so much. Then this one I loved because it was plaid. So again, I just like these mugs. They're the perfect size and I really enjoy them. And these ones are a little bit older. I've had them for quite some time. I don't really buy this size much anymore because really I don't collect these ones per se. This one, when I worked at Starbucks back in the day, 2004, 2005, I was a key holder, and I believe this is kind of like a prized possession because I believe only people who worked at Starbucks at the time received this one. So it's kind of like close to my heart in the sense that I don't think too many people have this. And so, yeah, I love it so much. I think it's super cute. Definitely an espresso cup for sure. And that's it, you guys. That is my collection from Starbucks, and I'm going to be growing this collection on our trip from Halifax, Nova Scotia, all the way out to beautiful British Columbia. So stay tuned for an update in the fall of 2022.